Hey everyone, Dave here. Welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. In this video, we're going to talk about Doom Tower Hard Rotation 2, the Eternal Dragon rotation. And what we'll talk about beating this rotation's floors. So, if you've seen the video I've released the other day, I've talked about generic teams to beat Doom Tower Hard floors. And luckily, those same teams will work on all three rotations. This rotation specifically, the Eternal Dragon one, the floors are easier. The boss might be a bit trickier than the ones we got used to the most because they were the first rotation released. But the floors themselves, like the last 10 floors and such, are much easier on this rotation. Even like the last two floors that are supposed to be the hardest, you can beat this by my close to budget friendly CC Tanky teams that I've shown in the previous video. We'll quickly go through it today, but I showed the stats on the champs and everything and talked about it more in the previous one. So on this rotation, same three teams that I explained in the previous video will work all the way through the top here. So we have the fast Seer team with double reset. So basically Brogni or any buffing champ, Lydia, Seer, and then double reset Chimer and Renegade in my case. And then we have the hybrid team. You can use these on floors when there is some issues going on, like War Chief killing Seer with reflect damage. So basically removing Renegade from team 1 and replacing it with Cell of the Drakes or any revive or something like this. So the floors that you'll face issue with here is 106. I think this one has Mortus on it, and then 112 and 113, and then these last two. I was telling you that it's so. Let's tackle those highest two first because this is done with my tanky team. I won't let it run to the end. I'll just show you what you should do here. So, like I said, this team is mostly budget or free to player friendly. Brogni was a fusion, Syl, Lydia, and Drixar are guaranteed, and then only Torment you can replace with any strong CC champ you have. Like I mentioned, it can be a Chuck or who else? Any miscreated monster, someone like this, someone that puts stuns, provokes, and is defense based or tanky. Also, even Brogni, if you didn't do that fusion, any tanky champ in a shield set would work here. The only thing that you want to do, because this team will work, it will keep CCing and doing slow damage through poisons or HP burns or whatever you have there. The only thing that you need to do is to target specific champs. So you leave it running on auto, but what you need, like for example here, I'm targeting this Santa first. I want Lydia to do her A3 on him to lock down his abilities. I don't want him to put unkillable on them. And then once we put this, I'll switch to the other Santa. It's the same thing is on, I think maybe on 119, we will give it a try now, but this run is going to be long, so I won't do it all the way through the end. So this is a tanky team. Cell will keep healing everyone and Brogni will keep protecting them and such. You'll take down Santas. If there is, like, for example, one of these waves got in the last wave in wave 3, it got a single Sifi, target her first with Lydia's A3 to make sure she won't buff and protect everyone, and then keep just targeting her to take her down first. On one of the waves, there is an Abyss. Abyss can, she's force based and she can kill Cell because Cell is weak affinity here. So just target her first, things like that. But you see here, like, nobody's taking a turn. I keep them CC'd, doing slow damage and such. So that's how it would go. Let's start with, well, let's finish this wave just to check the second wave so I can tell you if there is any specific champs there. Then probably we'll do the same on 119 and then I'll move to the other difficult ones. And something else that you can do here is that if you almost killed everyone, you can just manual that last bit, just to make sure that you'll have Brogni's shield, Cell's stun, and then the provokes from the other two while you're going into wave 2. So just manual that tiny last bit. And that's a generic advice on any of these comps. Of course, if your team is tanky enough, you can just leave it on auto because they will cycle back quick. Okay, so this is the same. Like I said, if there's an E3 or Abyss, you target the one. Yeah, so this is the last wave. So on this wave, first I target, I think, Risk to make sure that Lydia locked him down, and then I focused on E3 so he won't kill anyone. And then I let it run. 119. It also got an E3, we've seen this. So yeah, like on this one, probably I'll just focus on an E3 and let it run. So this is my Tanky CC team for 118 and 119. And it works perfectly there. Let me go to 106. So the strategy for 106, 112, and 113 is more or less the same. The problem with these waves is Hijis and Mortus. So Hiji will take a turn anyway. If your team is not tanky enough, he's going to take someone out or lock the whole team. I think the accuracy on this Hiji should be close to 200 and something there. If you have loads of resistance, then it won't matter. And then Mortu's passive is tricky here. So basically what I do here is that I get my, so this is my traditional like fast Seer comp. I still want Seer, but the changes I'm doing here is that I'm having, like for this one I had Raglan, fast healer reviver, and then the second one is Ambrel. Ambrel is the best one in my opinion for this because she has a 2-turn provoke. Basically you want to provoke because Seer will take the first wave down, but you need some CC because the waves are quite fast and you want to have time to reset everything before wave 2. So I'll show you how this would run. So what I would do here, okay, that might be on the other waves. So probably 106 won't be an issue. I'm talking about 112 and 113. So we'll see this. So you'll see here, this war chief is going to kill Seer, basically with the reset. And that's exactly why we'll need Raglan or Sail of the Drakes. If you have Sail of the Drakes, you'll do exactly the same. So probably I should have revived Seer here. Because I'm talking, I'm a bit distracted. Because she'll need some time. She'll need to take a couple of hits to reset her A3, but that's exactly why we have Ambrel here. So we have the double Mortus. So what we'll do is that we'll do a 2-turn provoke, and then Seer needs a couple of turns, so she'll take a turn here. Doesn't matter which one, they are all provoked. And then we're just waiting for Seer to get her turn again. Again, if you can, just A1 to get the reset back for the third wave. Okay. Now she got an extra turn, probably. Yep. So we got through this. In this wave, the only one we care about here is Mortu. And Shazar's bombs can be annoying. So what I'm trying to do here is, so I did a mistake here because I did hit Mortu. I didn't want to do this. If he procced his passive, he's going to kill Seer. And we might need to rerun this. So let's cleanse everyone. Okay. The block buffs is also bad. So let's just keep this going. Now, Umbral is back to her 2-turn provoke, so that would help us there. So let's just wait for it. We have enough tankiness on the teams to sustain this till we get back. And you notice I'm A1ing, I'm staying away from Mortu. I don't want to proc his passive. Okay, now we're good. So what I'm doing here, I did the provoke. She doesn't have the unkillable because of the buff, the block buffs, but that's fine. I don't care because we have enough buffs. I think that we have enough buffs to take them down. Okay. Mortu is the most dangerous here. One turn. I thought that I'm already back to it, but anyways, we still have. So this is how strong Umbral's 2-turn provoke is. Even if you miss something off, even if something is delayed, you're totally protected, and you can get back to whatever. Even if this is not Seer, if this is someone else doing something else, a strong nuke or whatever that you need to get back to, you have time to get back to it. Okay, so now all of my buffs are gone. So that's a really bad showcase here. But let's see if this Mortu is going to take me out. So okay. Let's see if I can still save this. And then again, a bad run is actually a good showcase because it's showing you how you can recover. Of course, worst case scenario, just cancel and rerun the floor. So you see now, Mortu just one-shot my Seer. But if I get him down, I'm already at the last floor. I don't need to rerun this. It's good to rerun if I want to show you how it would run in a perfect world. But let's give it a try, because this is exactly the purpose of these videos. If everything runs smooth, you might not see what would happen when things go wrong. Okay, no. Too much RNG for me here, so let's just replay. Okay, we'll do this. We don't need the provoke here, so keep it for next time. We need the extra buffs. And now our Seer will go. Perfect. So let's correct what we've done last time. Let's revive Seer so she can take a turn. And then we'll do the provoke on this wave. So if we're doing the provoke, let us delay the buffing so that Seer will have it to kill everyone. Now we have one turn for Seer to get back to her A3, so we can A2 now. Okay, can I get a turn, please? Come on. So this is one of the reasons why you need the speeds and everything. This is floor 1-6, and they are already a bit faster than I'd like them to be. Are they already? Did they already shrug off the provoke? They took 2 turns already? Was I really talking that much? But anyway, it doesn't matter. Just stay away from Mortus so that they won't proc the passive. Now we're back to CS A3 and we're A1ing, and so we can have most of the skills back. Okay, that's perfect. Should be. We should be good. Okay, so you see here, the resistance on my Brogni is helping me here. So now I'm A1ing, I'm avoiding. And I've got block debuffs, so I don't care about that Charizard bombing me. Well, that extra turn didn't help. Seer, she'll go down now, but that's fine. Because if I go back to the provoke from Ambrel, I'll be good. Okay. One turn to provoke. I'm avoiding any other AoEs. I don't want to proc that unkillable from, sorry, that block revive from Mortu. And then Seer, perfect. She'll take a turn. I'm surprised she's not dead. Well, she is now. Okay, let's do this. I don't want to revive her yet. I want to wait for the buffs. So let's do this. Now we should be fine, I believe. So we'll do this. We still have one turn of the buffs. Okay. Come on, guys. Is this enough to kill Mortu? Yeah, so you see, this time it worked fine. We can even get it to an auto. So that's a couple of runs, the bad runs, like I said, show you real life what can happen. You just repeat it, you get a good, and that's not RNG. If you just try it a couple of times, I was forgetting which skills to make sure that I have for the second wave, third wave, and such. So that's 106 with the Mortus and all of this. Basically, a variation of the Seer comp with proper CC from Ambral and then revive from Raglan. Last thing I want to show you, and it would work the same for 112 and 113, is, so it's exactly this comp. The only thing that I will do is that I'll replace Raglan with Still of the Drakes for some CC. Still of the Drakes can work exactly the same for 106. It just, okay. So what I'm doing here, did I delay? I remember in one of these that I actually delayed Brogni's skill because I don't have a reset, so I wanted to get back to their skills on wave 1. Okay. Okay. So, yep, but that won't be enough, I guess. Well, it would be enough for Brogni, but not for... Why did I even use this here? Was it something on the third wave? I guess we'll see in a sec. Because I'm sure that I tried these floors without Seer and it didn't work. And I wonder why now. I wonder how. I wonder why. Okay. Come on, Seer, do your thing. Still one turn left. I'm losing the buffs. I guess if it turns out to be very stupid and I don't need actually Seer for this, sorry, I don't actually need the variation, I'll just remove this part from the recording. I think I remember correctly this one. Okay. Now we're back to Seer, but we have to wait for the buffs to be back on. Those Cytos on the higher waves, they can be nasty because they hit very hard. Okay, do I have enough buffs? I should do this, and I think that Ambral is already back to her provoke for wave 3. Okay, goodbye. I have no idea why I used this comp for this. Probably because of all of this damage coming at me. Anyway, so I'm sorry guys, I'm not sure what I remember wrongfully there. Anyway, it's a good like look at what's happening. Um, Probably I'll remove the 112 part. It doesn't make any sense. Any tanky team can do this. Just avoid freezes specifically, not to trigger that dark lane too much. Okay, whatever, let me cancel this. 112 got nothing special about it as far as I can see. 113 probably the same. Anyway, so it was a showcase of the Seer team comp variant. I won't even bother removing it. So we talked about 106, 118, 119, 112, 113. Basically, that's all of the hard floors on rotation 2. We'll talk about the bosses and we'll talk about secret rooms in separate videos, but that's generally an easier rotation. But the secret rooms are not easy. So if you see here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 secret rooms that I haven't beaten on this rotation. So if your roster is like mine, this won't be where you get your Raman to, because you will be missing those few rooms unless you want to wait a month for an easier one. But I'll stop the video here. We talked about strategy and different teams, so 112 and 113, I have no idea why I have some on file as requiring this. In the next videos, we'll talk about secret rooms and the bosses eventually of rotation 2 while it's still open. Keep playing great, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Bye.